Hey, it's Chris here from the Compulsive Canadian Gamer. So we've got one last unboxing to do for this year. I can't see getting anything else done because I don't have anything else coming. But this is something that is particularly special. About 2.5 years ago, there was a Kickstarter campaign on Kickstarter for something called the Codex Silenda. And it is a giant wooden puzzle book. And these guys, I've been following their story for 2.5 years now. I threw my money into the Kickstarter. I'd heard about it a little bit late, so unfortunately I missed out on all their sort of first tier level stuff. And I kind of had a placeholder. I was able to throw down $15, and it kind of bought me, a spot in line eventually down the road. And these guys have seen some ups and downs. They have, my hat's off to Brady and the gang for, they have overcome so much. These books are, fully made out of wood. They're like giant puzzle boxes. They're absolutely incredible. They've been shown on NCIS New Orleans, and they've just they've carved a market for themselves. And the project turned out to be far bigger than they had ever imagined. And my hat's off to them for managing to persevere through all the adversity that they went through. So let's crack this open, and then I can show it to you, and I still talk a little bit more about this. But I was stunned to find out that I could get one of these this year, because they only make a few of these at a time. They can only get out, I believe it's about 30 a month, and they are they're ridiculously rare so far, because I believe there's only I think they only made about 500 or maybe less. So to actually have one of these is quite a treat. They bubble wrapped the life out of this thing, which is awesome. This is all handmade. They take all of this. This book is entirely made out of wood. All the wood is laser cut, and that's what's caused them so much grief over the years. The lasers that they use for this are extremely expensive. They started off trying to do this out of the garage, which turned out to be just didn't end up working for them. They found that if they're going to do that, it's probably going to take them 10 years to make their orders. So they actually moved out to a farm, converted a barn, bought 2 lasers, hired some staff. So when I say they've overcome a lot, I am just so blown away at their dedication to this project. And it's just fantastic. I'm just being real careful here because I don't want to put a nick in this wood, because it is legit made out of out of wood. And they the fellow that does it, Brady, he ended up quitting his job and doing this full time. They thought they were going to be able to kind of manage doing both, and not a chance. But they have gained, an incredible amount of notoriety online. Comes with a little certificate here, or a little message about this. Now, one of the things here, and I'll tip this up so you can see it. Get it out of the paper. There we go. And for the record, this thing weighs like 18 pounds. Oops, a little piece fell off here. That might actually have to be glued back in, possibly. This thing weighs 18 pounds. To get to each next page, you have to solve, the puzzle that's here. And there's 7 pages in the book, so there's 7 different puzzles that you need to solve to get through it. Yeah, so right now, unfortunately, and I'm going to put the links down below, so take a look at the links afterwards if you want to know more about this, if you want to see what they've gone through. I'll link the Kickstarter page as well as they've got their own page. But unfortunately, you can't just go buy one of these yet. They've still got quite a few that they're trying to get through. They've got to get all the rest of their Kickstarter people. I believe they're sort of aiming for middle of next year to finally be, through the whole batch. Once that takes place, then they are going to start selling to the public. I know they're working with some firm in China for possibly providing. I don't know if they're going to be making them as well. I haven't really followed that side of things, but they are sort of working towards trying to find a way, I guess, to have these mass produced a little bit more, because they are incredibly popular. They did a bit of a secondary campaign on eBay earlier this year where they do customized versions of this. Ancient Codex is what they call them. And those ones are like fully painted. They kind of look like old stone and stuff like that. And they sold for an incredible amount of money. Like they were going, $2,000-$3,000 a book on eBay because people are just dying to get this thing. So, sort of, if you're looking for a really unique gift, probably next Christmas, these things you'll probably be able to get them on the market. This one cost me about $225 US. A little bit expensive, but you guys know that I'm from Canada, obviously, so getting it imported cost me about another $60 in duties and taxes and brokerage fees and stuff like that. And after exchange, it was about $360 itself before the extra $68. So I'm going to dive into this thing. I'm not going to share solutions online. They do one of the other little things here is they call it the Snoopy Apprentice's Guide to the Codex Silenda, and that is. There's tips and hints in there on how to solve this, but you guys don't really know this. I haven't shown any stuff on the store. I'm a real puzzle fiend, so I do those level 9 little metal Japanese puzzles and stuff like that, and I just love fiddling around with stuff like that. I've got one of those little. I'll show it to you next time. It's off to the side here, and you can't see it. But I've got some very high-end puzzles, so this is going to fit very well into my collection. So please check these guys out. I can't say enough good things about them. Read their story, and if you're interested, throw some money down next year because they're pretty fantastic. All right, that's it for me. There is a couple reviews going up on the site right now. Just on the gaming side of things, I jumped into VR for a little while this year. I'm just kind of finishing up the tail end, so we've got reviews coming from Transference, from Moss, from Astrobot Rescue, Destiny Forsaken, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. All those are coming up within the next couple of weeks. They're all slated to release shortly. And anybody who's been following my AV stuff, by the end of the year I will have your review for the Marantz 8805. I promised you guys I would do one of those, and you can look forward to it in the near future. Alright, that's it for me. I'm Chris at the Compulsive Canadian Gamer, and if I don't talk to you again, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Peace out.